Welcome back, everyone. Boy, a term that came up over this last year, one that you didn't really hear a lot, was the word isolation. And when you think about that, what we all went through in the pandemic, you think about children, you think about adults of any age, that we all felt a lot more isolated. Well, truth be told, if you're a senior, you tend to be more isolated when times are great. And then when we go into a situation like a pandemic, then that's just all heightened. I've had the honor of working with my guest and known her for over 10 years now. But she and I co-hosted a series that we did years running called The Look at Seniors. And it's Lois Celeste, who's the executive director of the Saratoga Senior Center. So first, hello, Lois.
Hi, Jess. Great to see you again.
Yeah, it's great to see you as well. In preparing for this interview today, I went back and I was thinking about the work that we did with a look at seniors, and we covered so many topics. And honestly, Lois, every year that we did that, I learned more, not only in terms of the structural things of the issues and challenges facing seniors, but also about your just unwavering dedication to this crowd, and it's just really pretty remarkable. And I just want our viewers to know that 11 years, Lois has been the executive director of the Saratoga Senior Center. And you haven't complimented me yet for saying the name correctly, because I always get the name backwards. But at any rate, look, all indications, walk outside today, it's absolutely beautiful. Sites are ramping up like crazy for people to get vaccinated. People are saying it might be behind us now or whatever. This senior population has always been an incredibly sensitive population when it comes to this whole pandemic. Let's talk about some of the needs that people may know, may not know, that were related to the senior population regarding this pandemic.
There's been so many. They are a high risk. They are higher risk population probably than any out there. And we've rolled with it since a year ago now, March, and every month brought a different challenge with this demographic, as it did for the whole population. But with these guys, it was everybody. The hate and fear was even more to leave and to get out there. So we did things differently every single month. We all had to learn what Zoom was like, and remote programming, and it was a challenge for everybody to figure that out. But imagine doing that as a senior. So, we first transitioned everything right to Zoom programming. And then it was, okay, how do we get everybody food? Initially we started grocery shopping for people because people didn't want to go to the stores anymore, where we used to provide transportation to grocery stores. We started doing the grocery shopping for them. And then we really started partnering with the regional food bank and companies like CDPHP, who provided free lunches since June 1st every single week for 100 seniors. And we would get volunteers and curbside delivery, or deliver or curbside pickup for all of this food. So food became huge. Getting people masks, getting people sanitizers. We went through the different stages and phases. And I also feel like as an agency, we really had to function to and serve two totally different crowds. The demographic that still wanted to get out and be social, because we know how dangerous it is to be isolated, and some of them felt they've lived their whole life and they want to be out living, to the other half of the demographic that really felt, I'm staying in until I get my vaccine and I feel safe to go out. And those are the folks we tried to get services to, in the home. So it's been a really interesting year. We did a lot of different things. And, on top of it, the way we sustain our budget and everything we do is events and programs and trips and things like that. And none of that can happen. So it's been a really difficult year, but the community has been amazing. We live in a very philanthropic community, and they've been amazing. So we've changed, and now we're into vaccines. Before that it was testing and how do we get them. And, when the vaccines initially rolled out, it was all an online process. And instantly we knew, serving seniors, that really wasn't working. So we have a lot of Skidmore interns and our advocates, and just literally getting online and calling and signing people up and finding sites. And, now we're starting to get some calls like tomorrow, for instance, the fire department's coming in. We are not, I'd like to put it out there, we are not a vaccine site. There's some misunderstandings that we are. We are kind of like an overflow site, if you will. So when some of the county or the city gets access to these vaccines and they have extra, they call us. So we do keep a running list of seniors that can get vaccinated. And that's exactly what happened this week. We called over 400 or 500 seniors to see if they still needed it. And we've got 80 people getting vaccinated by the fire department tomorrow here through the county program. So we're very, very involved in it and very committed to whatever the need is of seniors through this pandemic. Let's meet it. What if that could change next week? What's up next? But
Lois, I want to give our viewers just an indication of what you're talking about. Having been at the center many, many times myself, it's a home away from home for so many people. And you think about the social aspects of it, and it's really true. I think about the guy that I saw so many times there playing pool every day, and he just couldn't stand the fact that it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon and that he would have to go someplace else, So you created such a wonderful environment where people feel very much at home. But it didn't go unnoticed that a lot of people were there to make certain that they met their nutritional needs. And this past summer, to our viewers, when Lois just kept adapting like crazy with her team, and they had tents set up outside, and they would pick up delivery. And if they got wind that somebody couldn't get there or something, they were delivering food to that person. It takes an enormous amount of effort and time to be able to deliver those kinds of services and keep an eye on this population. Lois, do you find that the population in general is receptive to receiving the vaccine?
We've called a lot. I mean, I think we get a lot of calls for need. So, I try not to judge. People can make their own decisions, but we are putting it out there. We're trying to help them get access. And, in these calls, we found a lot of people had already gotten at least their first shots and things. So I do think there's been a decent amount of seniors vaccinated in the community. And again, it's our role to make sure we connect those folks. And if they want to get vaccinated, by all means, let's try to get them vaccinated. I worry about the mental health and the physical health. As we know from the medical community, folks didn't go out in the past year and get their routine screenings and doctor's appointments, and people put off elective surgeries and things like that. That's going to be problematic going forward. And you worry about the isolation. I mean, this is a group that our mission of the agency is to provide programs and services that encourage folks to get out, because we know it helps them with their mental and their physical health. So I'm definitely concerned that people got a little too comfortable and once you get vaccinated, why not get out there?
Yes, right.
Let's start to live again.
Again, what a body that stays in motion. I forget the exact phrase. I wish I could pull it out of thin air here. But the idea is you get sedentary like that and you start to develop different habits, and all of a sudden that walk or that trip over to the center or whatever, well, maybe I don't need to do that, when in fact you really do need to do it. Without really just saying that the pandemic's in our rearview mirror, I want to let our audience know that week to week, there are major changes. The state is announcing changes today regarding capacity in restaurants and lifting the quarantine on travel and things like that. So if you are a senior or you have a parent or a loved one that heretofore has been sort of cloistered, that the senior center is right on top of the things that they can offer to try to break this cycle from this last year and get people out there again, get them motivated and get them socializing and getting them to interact. And it doesn't go without saying, and I'm sure our audience notices this too, you can't know the number of times when you start talking about them, you start smiling. You do.
Yeah. Well, we have some really exciting things, through all of this. There's some exciting new things. We're partnering with YMCA, and we are a site for silver sneakers. And we're going to be a site for Renew Active folks. So they can come in here, anything they do, their insurance company is helping support them on that. We still have our pool table guys that come in. We are following every protocol that's out there, the social distancing, the 6 feet, all of that, limited capacities. These guys come in with their own pool stick. Everybody stays in their corner. Nobody's touching and sharing things. We're super careful about it and protective of the population we do have here. But we are picking up this past week. It's been really fun. It energizes us to see everybody coming back out again. And it really has, the pace has picked up. People are coming in, and that's awesome to see. We missed everybody so much.
Boy, I bet you do. Now look, to our viewers, you see the web address on the bottom of the screen there. Please contact the center, find out the latest updates, find out what programs are being offered, and you'll learn a lot of information and things, especially helpful tips on ways of communicating with seniors to get them off their duffs and get them moving again and get them to be really an integral part of society. They are our mentors. So at any rate, Lois, I got to run. Thank you so much for you're so dedicated. I can't say it enough. You just do such a wonderful job, you and your team. And
thanks, Jeff.
Do you have anything in closing that you want to say just quickly?
I do. Just sure. A lot of people don't use online, so please feel free to call the front desk at 584-1621. If you are still homebound, if you need help with anything at all, whatever it is, whatever the need that we're not aware of, please call and we will help.
Great, please. Too. All right, Lois, you take care. I look forward to seeing you soon, okay?
Thanks so much. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.